Freaky Fast Ferrari in Shanghai. Hello there everyone and welcome to Opafed Gaming. You are racing down the streets of Shanghai, China with the Opafed. We're in a Ferrari F430 in Grid Legends. We are at the Yan'an Tunnel Run in a circuit racing event. We're doing 4 laps. We're driving during the day. It says clear skies, but I can see a bunch of clouds up there. And we started out as 22nd of 22 vehicles. We moved up 2 positions, but we're really not too worried about it. 4 laps is going to take a little bit of time, and it gives us the opportunity in the first lap to kind of see how the track is, see where the places are that we can pass safely, and see where we, got to stick with the pack and just stay behind them and be patient. It's an awesome race, but it's going to take a little while. But at this speed, it's going to be difficult to pass the cars we need to pass. Not to mention the fact that we got an Achilles heel for me. We got a tunnel. And when I drive through a tunnel, I always go a little slower. Because you get, see, like right here. Now you get that claustrophobic feeling. And the cars are covering the track so they don't give you an opportunity to pass anyhow. Plus, I'm always worried about somebody wiping out in front of me and then taking me out. And as you can see, because I'm going slower, the cars behind me pass. So now I'm in last place again. I lost my 2 positions. But not to worry, because we're going to make up for it here in the open air section. Well, maybe not quite just right here, but we will. Once the cars thin out a little bit. This is a really tough corner here. It's a real tight hairpin, and everybody wants to cut it as short as they can, which doesn't work because only the cars on the inside can do that. That's okay, because we're going to come along here and we're going to, now that they've thinned out nicely and they're starting to run in just one straight line, we can start picking a few of them off. Ooh. He tried to squeeze up against me and push me up against the wall. There really wasn't any need for that. So we thought maybe we'll just put him behind us, and that way we won't have to worry about him no more. Now here we've done 1 lap and started our second, and we're still only 2 positions better than what we started. Well, 3. But it's time to start passing a few of these here guys. Now, on this here section, you can pass them on the outside like that, but I'm always a little leery about going too fast when you're going around a corner. You don't want to spin out. So, because we got lots of time, I thought we'd play it a little bit safe and just take a few, get up amongst the next pack, and as you can see, we're down to 11th position, which is good. We only got 10 more cars to pass. But yeah, we got that dreaded tunnel coming up again. So, we're going to have to make up for that tunnel on the straight sections because we're going to lose time in the tunnel. So we just picked off a few more there. But, like I said, the tunnel is coming up. So we'll just wait and see what happens when we go through there. I don't know what it is. It's just that claustrophobic feeling. But maybe when there's less cars, I can go a little bit quicker. So we're just going to stay with it and hope that nobody wipes out in front of us. Just keep a nice little 2-second rule between the car in front of me and me, giving me enough time to react if he spins out or if he flips or anything happens. Hopefully he'll just keep ripping and we can just keep going, like this guy beside me here. Wow. Awesome looking race. So the graphics are really great in this particular race. I love all these different buildings and the streets going up and over top of each other. It looks really, really cool. And it makes for great gameplay because it really gets you into the game itself, not just, trying to race a car across the screen. So here we're coming up, getting close to the end of the second lap. Coming up around here, another little straight section where you could pass if you were up behind a guy like that. Take a couple more. Now we've only got 7 cars left in front of us with halfway through the race with 2 laps left to go. But we know we got that big long straight section where when we go across the bridge and straighten out, where the road straightens out. So we're going to have lots of opportunities still to pass them, and we're going to try and pick off a couple here as we're climbing up. Makes it a little bit easier when there's less cars and they're spread out a little bit. You got a little bit more room. And as you can see, we're now down to position number 4 with only 3 cars left in front of us. You know, and this lap itself is already almost halfway over. So like I said, you know, the laps seem a little bit longer, but when you're driving faster, at the beginning of the race they take a little bit longer because you can't go quite as fast. But as you go on, now being in the 3rd lap, there's less cars, less traffic, so everybody ends up driving a little bit faster and the laps go a little bit quicker. Here we are coming up already to that dreaded little tunnel run, but that's okay. Oh, well, he took himself out. He must have just spun a little bit too tight in that corner. Wow, what a crash that was. But that gives us only one more guy in front of us. And like I said, we're in the 3rd lap and coming close to the finish of the 3rd lap, so it makes for an exciting run. However, we got to go through this tunnel one more time after this, and like I said, we slow down quite a bit through the tunnel, especially when I'm in the lead. When I'm in the lead, I tend to drive a lot slower around corners and stuff, and then I forget to keep an eye on the rearview mirror and make sure that there's nobody behind us, or like this guy cutting me off on the inside here. Well, he didn't really cut me off, but he cut in beside me on the inside. But that's okay. We stick to the game plan. We continue to drive the same way, because our opportunities will come back, like right there, where we get them back and we get back in front of them. So as we're coming up around this corner here, we are now finishing our 3rd lap, and there's only one left to go. There shouldn't be too much of a problem. We've only got 1 car in front of us. So ooh, he slowed right down before that corner. I didn't expect that. I was going to take him on the outside right about here, but he helped me out by slowing down and almost stopping in the middle of the road. That's one thing I've found very curious. These cars sometimes in this game, especially around corners, slow right down, but not always, just sometimes. So you always have to make sure that you pay attention and you keep a close eye on them. Now as we're ripping along here, we got a 4.2 second lead on them, which I was trying to do on purpose because we're coming up to that tunnel section and I know I'm going to lose time in that tunnel. So hopefully with a 4-second lead, if I can not lose any more than a couple of seconds, then I should be okay. So, but we might not, because the guys behind us, they're going to catch up real quick through this tunnel if you go too slow. Okay, so as you can see, the counter is going down. Now we're only got a 3-second lead. Now 2.5. Wow, we better get moving because we might just end up losing it right at the final section of the race. We don't want that to happen. Well, we got lots of room left and we are already out of the tunnel, and as you can see in the rearview mirror, you can see the cars behind me. You know, when they were a second to second half behind me, you could still see them. But now we're going to start ripping a little bit faster to get away from them, because we don't want them to catch up to us and pass us while we're not paying attention. But I don't think that's going to happen. Really another really enjoyable race, and I hope you enjoyed watching it. So I hope to see you back here again real soon. You've been racing with the Opafet.